Hello, everyone. This is Rupert 83, and we have the this is the winners final match between Mars02 and ZZZ PC. I'm anticipating this to be a pretty close matchup. Both players have had a really strong run through this tournament so far, and we'll see who comes out on top today. The loser of today's match will go down to the lower bracket and have a chance to make a comeback for the grand final. So we should be getting ready here in just a moment. And it appears that they are going to play the games in chronological order. So it'll be SMB1, Lost Levels, SMB2, and then SMB3. So once everything is set and ready to go, we should be on our way here. And it looks like the countdown has started, so in any moment they should be on our way. Best of luck to both players. And here we go. We'll get these synced up here momentarily. For SMB1, both players probably going to pick up fire pretty early for easier strats to get through SMB1. In a tournament/race situation, it's usually not ideal to go for small strats in this version, as you would potentially see in NES race version of this game. But both players have had pretty strong showings in their tournament matches. Barnes had a really good run last week, so we'll see if he can replicate his performance from last week. And it looks like Barnes is dropping a few frames here. They're going to shoot most of the Goombas out of the way here. And it looks like a pretty clean 1-2 for both players. And they'll be taking the warp zone to World 4. So they should be pretty much about even. Once we get it synced up, it should be a little more evident, but they are pretty much at the same point at this moment. 4-1, there's not a lot that really goes on with this level. It's mostly just shoot a few things out of the way and jump over the pipes. Coming up in 4-2, we'll be seeing most likely both players taking the using the wrong warp. So depending on how that goes, it could create a little bit of separation potentially. But if you go for it, it is definitely a trick that you don't want to mess up, because if you do, then you have to take a death and start the level over again. So let's see how this goes. They should duck under this platform here. Looks like they both get that no problem. And then we'll see them take the pipe here and hopefully get the trick. And they both got it. Nice job. And now we should be synced up. So Mars has a slight lead. It looks like ZZZ got a little held up on one of the ceiling blocks in 4-2. So Mars with a slight lead. Looks like both are cruising through 8-1 with no issues so far. We'll see if either of them can get a 200 on the timer, which is what you want at the end. Mars got it, and ZZZ, he got it as well. So very clean 8-1 from both players. And for this first couple of jumps here, this gets a little tricky at that Koopa. Mars makes it through just fine, and so does ZZZ. If you jump just a little early, going under that Koopa, you can get hit by it. So that's Nice job from both of them on that. And Oldo and Mars takes a hit to the Koopa there at the end of the level. So they both get a 342 on the timer, but I anticipate we'll see Mars pick up at least a mushroom in 8-3, while ZZ managed to keep his fire. So he will probably take a bit of a lead here, unless Mars decides to go for it. And looks like he's going to pick up the mushroom, which is a pretty... Oh, no, and he gets hit by the hammer. He got a bad hammer pattern when he's trying to pick up the mushroom there. So he's going to have to start 8-3 over. So that's going to give ZZ a pretty significant lead at this point. And he's going to wait out this hammer bro here, and he's going to pick up the mushroom. The hammer bros are clear this time, so no problem with picking up the mushroom. So ZZ heading into 8-4. And looks like Mars going to make it through 8-3 this time. ZZ not trying to go for the wall jump there, just take it safe and take the invisible coin block in the wall jump room. He actually does not take the wrong warp. He takes the intended pipe in what we generally call the turnaround room. So that's he must have been a little more comfortable going for it that way. Making his way through the water section. Mars, let's see if he goes for the wall jump. He goes for it, but doesn't quite get it. ZZ finishing up, going to go through Bowser here. Takes a hit to the hammers, no problem. He's going to reset and move on to Lost Levels. Mars making his way through the water section of this castle. He got a little... Oh, he did the duck swim. Okay. I thought he got super close to that fire bar. But so he's going to jump through here, jump through the hammers, and he is going to move on to Lost Levels as well. So I believe both players... Well, ZZ's using Mario for Lost Levels, and I think Mars does as well. Sometimes you'll see some players pick Luigi for this, which you do have the choice of picking which character you want to use for these games. But it looks like we have Mario for both players on this one. Pretty clean 1-1 for Mars, and ZZ's on the ceiling here. That's a much easier route to take, and he's going to wait here for the elevator to be in the position that he wants it, so he can clear the gap here and take go into the pipe and get to the warp zone. See if you pick. Yep, he's going to pick up a mushroom here, so we will probably see him pick up fire in 4-1. And I anticipate Mars will probably do the same. I'm not 100% for sure on that. So on the World 4 for ZZZ. And Mars is going to make his way into the warp zone room. There's the fire pickup for ZZZ. Yep, Mars is going to do the same thing. And ZZ getting stair bossed a little bit, but he makes it through there okay. Looks like Mars went for the Lakitu bounce. Didn't quite get it. A little bit of a swag trick there. Mars going to finish up 4-1 here. CZ is most of the way through 4-2. And you'll notice that these players are jumping backwards into the flagpole on this game, and that can save you a small amount of time if you do that. It reduces the animation after you touch the flagpole of where Mario doesn't have to switch sides. So that's a small time save if you jump backwards into the flagpole. Mars finishing up 4-2. That's a bit of a scary hammer there at the end. That I was wondering if he's going to get hit by it there for a second, but he made it through. So roughly about a little less than a level difference between the two players right now. So it's still fairly early in the run, so there's a lot of things that can happen between now and the end of the run here. On to 4-4 for ZZZ. And Mars looked like it had a little bit of a trolley bullet bill there from what I saw. ZZ gets a nice clip to skip the elevator section there. Fire fell on Bowser. He's going to move on to World 5. Mars is going to... He's starting World... Or, excuse me, 4-4 here. Does he get the clip? No, unfortunately, he does not get the clip there. No big deal. It's nice to get, but it's not really a big deal, especially for a race setting. And ooh, he gets really close to that fireball. It looks like he's going to make it through okay there. So Mars is going to move on to World 5. So we'll see if ZZ is going to get the super bounce here. Let's see if he goes for it. No, he doesn't attempt it. Mars may attempt the super bounce here. So if you... it's possible to bounce off the Koopas and clear that huge wall without having to hit the visible coin blocks there. So we will see if Mars elects to try to go for that. He can make up a little time here if he does that. Had to get rid of that pesky bullet bill there. Now let's see if he goes for it. And he goes for it, and he got it. Very nice. ZZ making his way to the vine that takes him to the warp zone. Let's see how he gets that here. Nice job. That's a nice quick ascent there for ZZ. ZZ moving on to World 8. Mars not too far behind. Slows down a little bit there for the Piranha Plant. And let's see how his warp zone goes, or his vine climb goes here. A little slower than ZZ's, but he got it first try, so nice job for him on that. And on to World 8 for Mars. ZZ just finishing up 8-1, so still about the same spread between the two players, just a little less than the length of a level. After they finish up lost levels, and then they'll be moving on to SMB2 USA. And let's see. Mars got some pretty good patterns there. Having fire through that section makes it a lot easier. And ZZ going to move on to 8-3. Let's see if Mars gets the fine here. No issue. Nice job. That section can actually be a little tricky. But both players handled that well. And ZZ about to finish up 8-3 here. He's got to hit these invisible coin blocks here to get to that platform up there. And then wait a little bit for them so he can clear the next gap. So... oh, okay. ZZ, he hesitated there a little bit because he was going to get a 4 on the timer and get fireworks. So that's why he hesitated to avoid getting that. Mars just blasted Hammer Bros out of his way going through 8-3. Oh, no, and ZZ failed the buffer jump there at the beginning of 8-4. We'll see if he tries for it this time. Gets it this time. So he's not going to have power-ups for the rest of this, unless he stops to pick up one near the end of the level. So that's going to allow Mars to close the gap a little bit. We'll see if Mars goes for the buffer jump here. And he gets it. Very nice. And Mars shooting a blooper out of the way. So let's see if ZZZ at the end of the long hallway picks up the mushroom here. We'll see if he goes for that. No, he does not. So he's going to go with a small Mario. Let's see if Bruce is nice to him. Bruce jumps backwards, so he's going to have to wait here. We'll see if Bowser's any nicer to him than Bruce was. And Mars is going to have to do this section over as he... I'm not exactly sure how, but somehow he may have missed the checkpoint there. So ZZ done with lost levels, and moving on to SMB2. So that was unfortunate for Mars. He didn't get the checkpoint there and had to repeat that section. So Bruce was nice to him there. Jumped forward, just run under him. Let's see what Bowser's got in store for him here. And forward Bowser too. So that was fortunate for Mars. And may help him recover a little bit of that time that he lost due to the missed checkpoint. So on to 2 for Mars. And he's going to pick Toad in comparison to Luigi that ZZ picked. So we'll see... we'll see how this goes for him on that. And ZZZ holds the bomb and waits for it to explode so he gets to the end of the door there a little quicker. And Mars doing a little super or charge jump here. So still a relatively close race here. And this is still definitely within, because we'll have SMB3 after this, since the number of hand levels that each one gets could make a bit of a change in who's in front on this. But we'll just have to wait and see when we get to that point. So ZZZ is going to use Luigi on this level and do a quick key kill on Birdo at the end of the level. I think Mars goes for that too. We're about to see. But if you can do this strat correctly, it's actually a pretty quick kill. So Mars is not going to do that. He's going to do the fast carpet strat. So I'm going to pick up another, respawn another one here and pick it up, and then he's just going to quickly run across the level on the carpet. So it's a different strat. The key strat, if you do it really well, is actually faster than that fast carpet strat, but Mars seems to be more comfortable using the fast carpet, so that's fine as well. ZZ is taking the warp in 1-3, which was taken to 4, but for this version of the game, they're going to use the save and quit route, so he's going to save and quit here and go back to World 3. And the reason for that is the save and quit route is faster, and also it's a little bit easier than the traditional any percent route. So pretty much not really much to say about World 3. He's just going to go into the bottom here and take the warp zone to World 5. So it's going to be the Luigi show for the next 4 levels. As we're coming up on levels where Luigi is pretty much the optimal character for those. So ZZZ is coming up on a Birdo here where you, since it's a green Birdo, you have to use the mushroom block to kill Birdo. As the only thing, there's no egg shot from this Birdo, it's only fireball, so you have to use the mushroom block to kill Birdo. So Mars making his way through 5-2, or 5-1, excuse me. ZZZ's in 5-2. But yeah, this 5-1's usually not that bad, just because you can jump through most of this stuff with Luigi with relative ease. There's one little section that's a little tricky, but it's not too bad. So ZZZ, he's going to come up on the vine section here, and we'll see if how quickly he can get up through there. So with the characters on this game, if you let go of a vine ladder or a chain, you've got a window of opportunity in which you can jump in midair, which is what you're seeing ZZZ do, and that allows you to get up through there much faster than just climbing up the vine. Luigi, because of his physics, makes that trick a lot easier than the other characters. So with Luigi, to make those jumps, you have like I believe it's a 7-frame window, as where all of the other 3 characters have a 3-frame window. So it's a lot easier with Luigi. So let's see how this Birdo fight goes for ZZZ. Oh no, and he takes a death, so that's going to let Mars make up a little ground here. This is honestly the worst Birdo in the game, just because you don't know if Birdo's going to shoot fireballs or eggs. You've also got that fish, and then you've got the gap in the bridge there. So it's this one's kind of rough, but it looks like he hits it second try here. So he will move on to 5-3 and take the warp to World 7. So let's see if Mars has a little better luck with the Birdo than ZZZ did. And pretty good job on Birdo, so he's going to move on to 5-3 and then take the warp to 7 as well. So this should be the last Luigi level. It's also a fairly vertical level, especially in the last section. So it looks like the first section, pretty clean execution by ZZZ. He's going to go to the second section here, and he's just going to jump on top of one of the sniffets here and skip this whole bottom section nonsense with all the enemies running around. So he's just going to do that and skip that whole section. Looks like pretty clean up through the ladder section there. And he's going to have another green Birdo to deal with. Nice clean kill. Mars going to make his big jump here and go up to the middle section. ZZ moving on to 7-2, which is the final level of SMB2. We'll see how the wart fight goes for him on that. And Mars waiting out the bullets there. Gonna finish up this level. So what you'll see ZZZ do here in this next room is he's going to do another one of those chain jumps, and he's going to skip most of this level. So he's just going to run along the top here, and he can skip a huge portion of this level to get to the end a lot quicker. And also as a benefit to that is the Birdo that normally has the key here, it spawns outside of Birdo. So you just pick it up and just avoid Birdo and go into the door. So once ZZZ taking the aggressive method and intentionally taking a hit to take care of the mask there pretty quickly. So he's going to do the small, but ZZZ's actually got some really... Oh no, the first vegetable gets hit by one of the bubbles from Wart. So ZZZ's got this interesting strat of where he makes all these long distance throws to throw in the vegetables, which is actually pretty cool to see. Like I don't really see many players use the strat, but it's actually pretty cool to watch. Shooting the threes. Looks like he got, is that the last one? Yep, that is the last one. So he is going to move on to SMB3. Here he's pausing because he's trying to get the fanfare skip. It looks like he got it. So there's a, if you pause at the right time, you can actually skip the fanfare music and immediately go into the door. So it looks like he got that, so he'll save a few seconds there. And it looks like Mars is having a pretty good wart fight so far. Looks like he should have maybe a couple more hits on him. Although he threw the vegetable too early, so he's going to have to wait and throw another one. And he threw it just a little too early again. Okay, he gets the last hit. So ZZ definitely with the better wart fight here. But Mars is also going to move on to SMB3. ZZ did not pick up a mushroom on 1-1, which players have different strats on how they want to pick up their power-ups here. So he's going to pick up a mushroom on 1-2. So Mars is going to pick up the mushroom in 1-1. So a little bit of difference of strats here between the two players. Especially in a race setting, it's whichever one you're a little more comfortable with. ZZ got a little close to that one tile gap there, but he makes it. So he's going to duck behind the block here and go behind the curtain here and pick up the first warp whistle. Mars getting P-speed on 1-2. Looks like he's going to keep it through the end of the level. And ZZZ is going to pick up the leaf and try to keep P-speed and fly up to the top to pick up the other warp whistle. And looks like he's going to do it, and we'll be moving on to World 8. Mars is going to pick up the leaf here instead of the fortress. So a little bit of a difference, another difference of strats between the two players here. All right, so ZZ starting the first auto-scroller level in World 8. These are actually kind of pretty boring. You can get your resident sleepers out in the chat while we watch the auto-scrollers go by. Mars is going to... Is he going to make that? No, he did not quite make that. So he's going to get P-speed again and fly back up there. Looks like he had a little bit of a hiccup there trying to get the P-speed to take the flight early. So, but nonetheless, he gets the warp whistle, and he will be moving on to World 8 as well. Okay, so both of them technically on the same auto. ZZ's closer to the end. But pretty much the biggest thing about these auto scrollers is don't get hit, don't die. That's pretty much the main thing with these. Don't get lazy and take a hit, which is something that I'm actually kind of guilty of doing. Is like I kind of start messing around and lose my focus and take a hit. That is a possibility, which we're getting close to the hands here. We still got another auto-scroller to go through. But it could make a little bit of a difference in the game here. We'll just have to we'll have to see. So ZZ moving on to the Navy level. We'll see if he tries to pick up the fire flower in that block right there. I anticipate he probably will. We'll see if he gets it. It's kind of tricky to get it. Looks like he's got it though. So nice job by him. He takes a little bit of a different strat to pick that up than I see most players do, which that's actually kind of cool. But that's definitely a tight window to have to try to crouch in there and pick it up before the screen scrolls too far. And then you've also got the cannonballs to deal with at the same time as well. Mark's going to finish up the first auto-scroller here. We'll see if he tries to pick up fire in the Navy level. I'm anticipating he will probably try to do that as well. We are probably close enough that if you want to guess on how many hands each player will get, we can go ahead and start taking guesses on that. And he gets it. Nice job. So the way Mars did is the more is the strat that you generally see players use to pick it up. ZZ gonna shoot some fireballs into Boom Boom here, take care of him, no problem. So let's see how many hands ZZZ gets here. If ZZZ gets gets several hands and Mars gets several fewer, then it could tighten this race up a bit. But let's see. Okay, so he skips the first hand. He's going to get the middle hand, so he's going to have at least one. So let's see if he gets the last hand here, and he does. So he's going to have two hands. So the question now is, can Mars get zero hands? That would put this pretty close. I mean, there's a 12.5% chance that Mars could get zero hands. So let's see what he's got here. ZZ moving on to the Air Force level. All known, he gets the first hand. All right, so let's see if Mars gets any more hands, and he gets the second one. So that is not what Mars wanted for sure. So they both got the same number of hands so far, and I guess the question now is, will Mars get a third hand? And he does. He gets the third hand, so he gets all three of the hands, unfortunately. So that's unfortunate for Mars. So he's going to lose a little more time to ZZZ at this point, since he got an extra hand. And ZZZ is done with the Air Force level, so he will be moving on to 8-1, which is a pretty tricky level. Both 8-1 and 8-2 are pretty tricky. Some players will use a star in 8-1 to get P-Speed early. Looks like ZZZ is saving a star for probably the Fortress. So let's see if he gets P-Speed here. Oh no, and he missed the P-Speed grab, and he falls into the pit. So he's going to do 8-1 over again. He's going to take a leaf for this one. And he's going to try it again. So that's going to let Mars close the gap a little bit. And let's see if he tries to get it again. And he looks like he's got it this time. So that's how 8-1 is, how you're supposed to go through the last section of 8-1. So on to 8-2 for ZZZ. Mars finishing up the Air Force here. So he'll be going on to 8-1. Let's see how aggressively ZZZ tries to go up the hill. We'll see if he tries to damage boost up it, or if he's going to wait. You can damage. He's going to wait. You can damage boost up through this hill, but you have it's very close without taking a second hit there. And looks like ZZZ is going to make it through 8-2. Mars not using the star on 8-1 either. So we'll see how his P-Speed strat goes here. And looks like he's got it. So nice job on Mars. ZZZ using his star and the Fortress, picking up the Fire Flower, so he should be good to go on fire here. ZZ trying to do the P switch cycle in one, and it looks like he's got it. So if you're fast enough, you don't have to go back and hit the P switch again. So nice job by him on that. And looks like no problem for 8-2 for Mars, so he's going to start the Fortress now. So pretty much the Fortress is between them at this point. So for Mars to get back into striking distance, he would likely have to have a little help from ZZZ at this point. But killing Bowser at the end can be a little problematic. It's not exactly the easiest thing to do. And Mars missed the door there, so he's got to turn back around and hit the door. So the Bowser kill on this version is not exactly easy. So it's something that can be easily missed, and if you don't get it, you can lose quite a bit of time to that. So I don't know if that would be enough for Mars to catch up at this point, but we'll see how all this plays out. And they are both in the Super Tank level now. Kind of waiting it out until we get to Bowser's Castle. This is a best of one. It's a double elimination bracket. So this is the winners finals matches, not to be confused with the grand finals. So the loser of this match will go into the lower bracket, and they will have a chance to come back and play the winner of this match in the grand finals. So for the person that loses this match, it's not over for them yet. But it is best of one match. ZZ electing not to go for the clip. So Bowser's Castle is really important to keep fire here. He had a little bit of a trouble on the jump here at this little crazy staircase, so he's going to wait a bit just to make sure that he doesn't take a hit there. And we'll see if he does the PSP strat in the second room. Looks like he's not going for that. He's going to play it nice and safe through the fireball room here. So 35 fireballs to kill Bowser. Let's see if ZZZ can pull it off. And looks like he's got a good setup, so he should have this. And nice fire kill by ZZZ. So congratulations to ZZZ for winning the winners finals match with a time of 35. Wait for it. 35:43. So congratulations to ZZZ. Pretty well executed match from him. Mars making his way through the final room here and into Bowser. Let's see if he gets the fire kill on that. On him, rather. Looks like he's got the setup pretty well. And Bowser comes over a little farther. Looks like he should be okay. And nice job by Mars. So GG's to both players. Pretty good match between both of them. ZZZ comes out on top for this one. So Mars finishes with a 36-30. That is also a very solid time in a tournament match. So we are going to see if anyone wants to come in for interviews here now that the match is over. But great race by both players. So ZZZ will be he's going to be in the grand finals. He's going to have to wait for a few weeks for the other matches to conclude to see who he will play in that. But congratulations to him. And looks like we have Mars on here with us.
Hello.
So how'd you feel about your match?
Not satisfied with SMB1, but besides that, I guess, and SMB3 actually, the hands were naughty, but both the Mario 2s were not bad.
Yeah, you got all three hands, and ZZZ got two hands. So the hand RNG not really that nice to either one of you.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, you had a little bit of a, let's see. Yeah, you had a bit of an issue there on SMB1, unfortunately. I feel like the rest of SMB1 and Lost Levels and most of SMB2 went pretty well for you.
Yeah. I wasn't really like focused at all the entire run. I was kind of like, I don't know how to put it, but I wasn't really like in the mood. Not like in an angry way, but like not really like down for All Stars today. So I kind of played a little sloppier.
Okay.
Yeah.
But overall, it was a pretty well executed match between both of you. Let's see. He died on 8-1 when he tried to regain the peace feed. So that let you close the gap a little bit there, but yeah, he had a really good wart fight too. Like yours went okay, but I think you lost a couple of vegetables. But he had a pretty solid wart fight there, which put a little distance on you on that as well. So you will be moving into the lower bracket, and I think it's going to be a bit before we see who you're going to play here. So there's still a few matches left to figure out who you're going to play. So you're probably going to be a couple of weeks before you have your next matchup, while the rest of the bracket sorts itself out here.
All right.
So is there anything in particular you're trying to strategize or work on or anything like that for your next match?
Well, not really right now, but if I really wanted to, I would really try to improve my Mario 2 US, because I'm not really consistent at that as most people are. So that's one thing I could improve, but I don't really feel like improving it because I'm too lazy. But
fair enough. But yeah, 2 is a bit of a different game to speedrun than the 3, just because of the mechanics are a lot different than the others. But did you have any other questions or thoughts or anything like that?
No.
Okay. Alrighty, so we'll see how the rest of the bracket plays out, and you'll have we'll see who you play here in a couple of weeks. So ZZZ is going to hang out for the grand finals, which will probably happen in a few weeks here. Once again, congratulations to him, and well, also congratulations to you for a pretty strong run through the up through the bracket here, and you've put up some pretty solid times on this. So,
Thank you.
And you pretty much for most of the rest of the players in the tournament, you would have won most of the matches with a 36-30. So pretty solid run from you on that. But of course, it's not over for you. But on your next match, whoever you play, best of luck to you on that. And but if you don't have any additional comments or questions or anything like that, I guess we'll start wrapping it up here.
All right. Yeah, I have no further comments or questions.
Alrighty. So this will conclude this match. We do have another one coming up in about 15 minutes. It'll also be here on SpeedGaming. It'll be a lower bracket match between Roy LT and Revlot 23. So if you enjoyed watching this tournament match, you can stick around and watch another one coming up here in about 15 minutes. I'll be doing commentary for that one as well. So anyway, I'm going to wrap it up here. Thanks everybody for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and see you all again in about 15 minutes. Take care.
Bye.